The Book of Exodus, Chapter 23, from the Sunday School Bible.
Copyright, The Sunday School Bible, LLC, 2025. All rights reserved.
1446 BC. God's judgments continued. Laws about false statements. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must not make a false report. Do not join the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. You must not follow a group of people to do evil. You must not witness an incident, then pervert justice by siding with the majority. You must not show partiality to a poor man in his cause. Law about helping those who hate you. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. If you come across your enemy's ox or donkey going astray, you must take the animal back to your enemy. If you see a donkey of a person who hates you collapsed under its burden, and you think about refraining from helping because the person hates you, you will surely help the person who hates you lift the burden. Law about the poor. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must not deny the judgment of your poor in his court case. Law about lawsuits and death. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. Keep yourself far away from false court cases. Do not kill the innocent and the righteous. I will not justify the wicked. Law about bribes. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must not take a gift or bribe, because the gift blinds the wise and perverts the words of the righteous. Law about oppressing strangers. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must not oppress a stranger, because you were strangers in the land of Egypt, and you know the heart of a stranger. Law about farming. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. For 6 years you must plant crops in your land and gather the fruits thereof. But the 7th year you must let the land rest and let the land lie still, so that the poor of your people may eat from that land. What the poor of your people leave in your land, the beasts of the field will eat. In like manner, you must do the same with your vineyard and do the same with your olive yard. The law about the Sabbath. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. For 6 days you must do your work, but on the 7th day you must rest, so that your ox may rest, so that your donkey may rest, so that your handmaid's son may rest, and so that the stranger may be refreshed. The law about speaking the names of other gods. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. In all things that I have said to you, be especially careful in the following. Make no mention of the name of other gods. Do not let it be heard coming out of your mouth. Note, in Exodus 23:13, the King James Version states, quote, make no mention of the name of other gods, end of quote. However, where the King James Version uses the word mention, the Hebrew Bible uses the word zakar, meaning to remember, to recall, or to mention. Therefore, the word mention in this context is broader than simply speaking, but seems also to convey the fact of intentionally thinking about or uttering aloud in a way that implies honor, acknowledgement, or recognition. End of note. Law about 3 annual feasts. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must keep a feast to me 3 times a year. Law about the first feast, the feast of unleavened bread. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must keep the feast of unleavened bread, also known as the festival of unleavened bread. As I commanded you, you must eat bread without yeast for 7 days, during the appointed time in the month of Abib. The month of Abib is during the spring equinox, normally March or April in the Gregorian calendar. You will do this because you came out from Egypt at that time. No one will appear before me empty. Law about the second feast, the Feast of Harvest. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. The Feast of Harvest, also known as the Festival of Harvest, this is the first fruits of your labor or your harvest, which you have sown in the field. The law about the third feast, the Feast of Ingathering. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. The Feast of Ingathering, also known as the Festival of Final Harvest, this is the end of the year, when you have gathered your harvest from your field. 3 times in the year, all your males will appear before the Lord God. Law for the blood of the sacrifice. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread. Law for the fat of the sacrifice. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. The fat of my sacrifice must not remain until morning. Law for the first of the first harvest. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must bring into the house of the Lord your God the first of the first fruits of your harvest. Law about boiling. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must not boil a young goat in his mother's milk. The angel, the messenger of God. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. Behold, I will send an angel, messenger of God, before you to protect you on your way and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of my angel. Obey my angel's voice. Do not provoke my angel. Do not be rebellious against my angel. My angel will not pardon your transgressions, because my name is in him. If you will indeed obey my angel's voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy to your enemies and an adversary to your adversaries. Because my angel will go before you and bring you into the land of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, and Jebusites, and I will cut them off. You must not bow down to their gods, serve their gods, or do their evil practices, but you must utterly overthrow them and utterly break down their images. You must serve the Lord your God. He will bless your bread. He will bless your water. He will take sickness away from you. There will be no miscarriages in your land. There will be no infertility in your land. The number of your days he will fulfill. I will send my fear before you. I will destroy all the people in that land. I will make all your enemies turn their backs to you. I will send hornets before you, which will drive out before you the Hivites, Canaanites, and Hittites. But I will not drive them out from before you in 1 year, or else the land will become desolate, and the beasts of the field will multiply against you. Little by little, I will drive them out from before you until you have increased your population and inherited the land. I will set your boundaries from the Red Sea to the Sea of the Philistines, also known as the Mediterranean Sea, from the Sinai Desert to the Euphrates River. I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and you will drive them out before you. You must not make any covenants or treaties with them, or make any covenants or treaties with their gods. They must not live in your land, or else they will make you sin against me. If you serve their gods, it will surely be a snare to you.